Prapnoti Sahritsatam.
Shri Krishna, the Paramatma in everyone's heart is the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the heart of a material enjoyment from of a pure devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages which are in themselves virtuous and properly heard and chanted.
Nashta Prayeshva Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
By regular hearing on the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed in loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact.
Jai. All right, everyone. So those three verses we chant every day when we do our Bhagavatam study. Why? Because it actually tells us what's going to happen if we hear Bhagavatam regularly. So we also want to invite you all to hear Bhagavatam regularly. It's a very good thing. He was saying we all have so many material desires, and does anyone know what that gives us? You know, when we have material desires, do you know what the result of that is? What? Misery, yes. It gives us misery. Why? Because we identify with things that can never factually make us happy. It's impossible. Like, let's just say you want to place happiness in food. You eat the food, it goes away. Oh my gosh, now I have to procure all kinds of more food, and so on. And so you find happiness in sex, say you find happiness in drugs or in entertainment. You always have to find new forms of happiness. It never fully satisfies you. So ultimately, what do you have at the end is you have misery, because you're always longing and looking for that thing. Why are you always, why is this a great illusion? Because it actually has nothing to do with who we are at the spiritual level. These are all temporary material things, and the nature of matter is it arises and it's destroyed. So if we place any happiness in matter, what we get is misery instead. But if we try to place happiness in the eternal thing, which is our relationship to the Lord, and who we really are, then we can actually be happy. So Bhagavatam actually cleanses the heart of your material desires, because it actually gives you knowledge and erases your ignorance. And then what else does it do? All the troubles in your heart will go away, actually. By regular hearing of Bhagavatam, all the troubles will go away. And actually what will happen instead is love for God will arise in your heart. So we actually were just reading this chapter, and Yudhishthir he was asking so many questions to Arjuna, and Balaram was mentioned, so I'm just going to go to that verse, because that's the and we'll see. He was asking Arjuna all kinds of things. What's that? It's 1:14. Aha, here we go. So we'll just read these verses again. Mangalaya cha lokanam Shemaya cha bhavaya cha Aste yadukulam bodha Adyonanta sakapuman Yadbahu dandaguptayang Swaporyang yadavorchita Kridanti paramanandang Mahaporushika iva. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just see the last verse and start from there. Okay, Yat, whose Bahudanda Guptayam, being protected by his arms, and it's referring to Balaram. Swapuryam, in his own city. Yadava, the members of the Yadu family. Archita, as they deserve. Kridanti, are relishing. Padama Anandam, transcendental pleasure. Mahaporushika, the residents of the spiritual sky. Eva, like. So translation, the original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balaram, the primeval, Lord Ananta are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. Can I have a scrolling volunteer? Very good. We'll just chant these prayers. Balaram is actually the original guru, so very prominent day to receive blessings of guru. So these are some prayers that are honoring our lineage of gurus and honoring what the guru does from us, opening our darkened eyes from our blindness and applying the ointment of knowledge and allowing us to see. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksharo Militam First, I want to offer my humble obeisances unto the spiritual masters I have contact with in my life, both Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. I want to offer my obeisances to the whole lineage of Gurus in which this knowledge is coming down. It's my humble attempt not to be the inventor or giver of knowledge. I'm only just taking what's given to me and sharing with you. Very much thankful, but not least, to all of you, all the Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, but especially those gathered here today. It's very rare we have such a thriving morning program, and maybe I'll have festival days for mornings all the time, just to encourage you all to come to the mornings, because this is actually the best time of the day to worship, to hear, to do all things. So we have the evening programs because that's when most of you can come, but this is actually the best time of the day to do spiritual activity. So the modes of nature are in your favor this time of the day. It's still a sattvic time where you can actually take in. So anyhow, very good. Thank you so much for coming. So today is Balaram Purnima. you all know who Balaram is? You see that little cute fellow right in the center? Center left, up there, white face, smiling. This is Baladev in his Dwarkadish pastimes. We will talk about Baladev in his Vrindavan pastimes today, out of my special preference. But he is many, yes, Piyush, this is very proper. We'll go back to the Bhagavatam verse. We'll hear, so the original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balaram, the primeval Lord Ananta. Primeval means like ancient. Lord Ananta are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. So, those who get to associate with the Supreme Lord, they'll actually enjoy like those in the Vaikuntha planets. Even in this world, let's just say, actually, I'll be frank, our goal of our acharyas isn't that we never take birth again, actually. Sometimes we sing for birthdays, may you never take birth again. But we're meaning material birth. Actually, what we really want to do is take birth again, but this time in a place where the Lord will appear. So we actually are trying to understand who we are in service and how we could line up and be where the Lord's going to be, and then be in a nice role that we can serve the Lord. And then eventually that will be done in the spiritual sky. But it can't be done immediately in the spirit. It's not like, okay, I'll finish my birth right now in this life, filled with all kinds of dirt and muck and things, and I'll take birth in the spiritual world next time. That's actually not the trek. What you'd have to do is actually take birth again in the material world, but you take birth in a place where the Lord is coming. And then the Lord comes, and you finish whatever little lessons you have left, and then you get to go back to Godhead in the spiritual sky. So this is actually the trek. It's good to know because, sometimes you might have some sadhana in your life, and you say, yes, Lord, I'm approaching you. And maybe you have some high hopes, or yes, it has to be like this, but actually we should hear from our acharyas, or even the descriptions of the Bhagavatam, how it's actually going to happen. So you will take birth again, at the very least. Many of us, I myself included, might have many millions of births left. It's possible in the material world, which is filled with all kinds of misery. But we don't have to actually continue this material life. So, as we've discussed many times, Prabhupada is saying the personality of Godhead. Vishnu resides within each and every universe in two capacities, namely as the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Do you know what this, the creation story, the Veda creation understanding, the Vishnu incarnations? Yes. So there's a Mahavishnu, the whole material world. This is a world covered by, it's like a kind of a cloud, a condensed cloud within itself. And we're trapped in the cloud and we can't see outside to the spiritual light. So within each universe, there is a covering agent of the Lord called the Mahavishnu. And in his sleep, in his dream state, he's actually giving birth to all of the material worlds. And we are one universe amongst billions upon billions of universes through this Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu is actually an expansion of Balaram. But we'll get to Balaram soon. So then, within each universe, then there's a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, if you imagine the universe is like an egg. Like this, one half filled with water. The other half filled with space. In the space, that's where we are actually. On the planetary systems are in the space. And in the water actually is a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, the one who's lying on the water. And he's lying on a cosmic serpent called Anantadev. This is the creation. I can't prove this to you. Yes, we'll visit the cosmic serpent. I don't need actually. Or do you? Oh, yes. Hey, look. This is actually the depiction. Very here, small. If you want to pass it around, you can see this, the Mahavishnu, and then in that one universe you see the cosmic serpent Ananta, and then Vishnu. So Vishnu is actually Krishna, the original, the expansion of Krishna in this material world. And Ananta, he is also equally Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he has a special function. And his function is that of the servitor. His function, actually, that's why he's the original guru. He is teaching us how to serve Krishna. So this is what we're interested in learning. We cannot ourselves be Krishna. We ourselves can never be Balaram either, or any empowered Vishnu Tattva. Oh, I'll be the god of this universe or anything. No, that's not our position. We're binangshas. We're separated parts and parcels, and there's two types of binangshas. There is the vimuktas, who are, through bhav, through spiritual sentiment, they already understand their position as connected to the Lord, and they're serving the Lord. And then there's us, the prakriti kavalitan jivas. So these are the jivas who are swallowed up by illusion, by material nature, and we are lost in the material world, trying to find happiness and pleasure here, never to find, lifetime after lifetime. So if you have some great schemes for happiness in this life, I'm sorry to tell you, you will not get it. Or when you do get it, it will go away. So I'm sorry. If that's a disappointment, I have better news for you. You have an eternal position of happiness awaiting for you. You just have to learn how to shift your vision to find that happiness. But whatever you're trying to find in this world, worldly happiness gives misery instead. So you know this, right? Everyone kind of knows this? Anyone else? Anyone is having some doubt to this? No. I think I can enjoy this material world. Everyone realizes that death will be the end of any type of enjoyment you get here? Okay, so good. Everyone's practically enlightened in this room. So this is very good. So the Kshirodakshayi Vishnu has his own planet on the northern top of the universe, and there is a great ocean of milk where the Lord resides on the bed of the Ananta incarnation of Baladaya. So even the Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, who is also within the heart of each living entity, he has his own special planet. You've heard of the story of Krishna, why Krishna came. They went to the demigods, went to the ocean of milk, and they prayed to Vishnu. You've heard that? We'll tell Janmashtami, because that's only in a week's time, Janmashtami, we can tell that pastime. But where they went to the ocean of milk were the Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. And in all expansions of Vishnu, an expansion of Baladev that is there to accompany Krishna in his service. Even around my neck, one of the expansions of Baladev is actually the Brahmin thread as well. But especially Krishna's Brahmin thread, or Krishna's thread. He's not a Brahmin actually, but he's also gets a thread for being a Vaishya proper. But Baladev is the servanter, the servant incarnation of the Lord. And we're going to hear from Bhaktivinoda Thakur a little bit. But we'll just finish this. He resides on the bed of the Ananta incarnation of Baladev. Thus Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the Yadu dynasty to the ocean of milk and Sri Balaram to the Ananta where Lord Krishna resides. He has compared the citizens of Dwarka to the liberated inhabitants of the Vaikuntha Lokas, beyond the material sky, further than we can see with our eyes, and beyond the sevenfold coverings of the universe. There's the causal ocean, in which all the universes are floating like footballs, like soccer footballs, not like American footballs. And beyond the causal ocean, there is an unlimited span of spiritual sky, generally known as the effulgence of Brahman. Within this effulgence, there are innumerable spiritual planets, and they are known as the Vaikuntha planets. Each and every Vaikuntha planet is many, many times bigger than the biggest universe within this material world, and in each of them are innumerable inhabitants who look exactly like Lord Vishnu. These inhabitants are known as the Mahapurushikas, or persons directly engaged in the service of the Lord. They are happy in those planets and are without any kind of misery, and they live perpetually in full youthfulness, enjoying life in full bliss and knowledge, without fear of birth, death, old age, or disease, and without the influence of Kala, eternal time. That sounds like a good situation, right? Without any kind of misery. Right away, everyone should be like, oh, sign me up. That sounds very nice. This is what the spiritual path is promising. You're experiencing misery in this world. You don't get misery if you actually accomplish the spiritual objective. You get to transcend misery. Even in this life, if you excel in bhakti to a certain degree, you will overcome all miseries. Even in this life, in this body, you can experience no misery at all. Even though the body is miserable, due to your complete absorption in your soul nature, you won't feel the miseries of the body. So this is very rare though. But enjoying life in full bliss and knowledge without fear of birth, death, old age, and disease, and not influenced by Kala, eternal time. Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the inhabitants of Dwarka to the Mahapurushikas of the Vaikuntha Loka because they are so happy with the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are many references to the Vaikuntha Lokas, and they're mentioned there as Maddham, or the kingdom of the Lord. So we also, just like everyone, all the Yadu associates, even in this world, because they're with Krishna and Balaram, they're always happy. Even us, we can be happy by being with their expansion. Do you know who that is? Who do you think? Parth? Guru, yes. And Guru is he is the chief of who? The pure devotees. The pure devotees. So by being with Guru and Vaishnavas, with sadhus, actually having genuine sadhu sangha, we call everyone sadhu sangha here. Yes, come get sadhu sangha, get some sadhu sangha. But sadhu is actually one who is living fully in spiritual truth. It's very high to be sadhu. We are aspiring sadhus. We would like one day to be sadhus, and we have been given some gift of being, wisdom from the sadhus, and we invite sadhus here. That's a fact, and you can come and associate with sadhus. But even if you come here to the temple, we're like little baby sadhus. And we're giving little baby knowledge that the sadhus can give. But if you are actually with genuine, really deep, sincere sadhus, and even so, you might, like for instance, Srila Prabhupada was a pure sadhu guru. But who actually can get his association? He had so many disciples, and of those so many disciples, they can get little taste of Prabhupada. And so it's very rare to have actually deep association with sadhu. It's very, very rare. Very, very rare. But if you would get to be so fortunate, you can actually be as happy as if you were associating with the Lord themselves. Why? Because they're actually giving you the Lord himself. They actually have direct realization of the Lord. High-class sadhus. No, we baby sadhus, we don't have direct realization. We only have some realization given to us by higher class sadhus than ourselves. But these are all actually expansion. All of the gurus, all of Guru Tattva is actually an expansion from Balaram. So we'll read now. I'm going to cut this part of... no, you don't want to see me either. Oh, it's not that. So now I'm going to read from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Sri Krishna Samhita. He takes... this actually book was put out by ISKCON, a very nice book. What's that? That's alright. That little bit's fine, as long as it's not like a big distraction. So I have to leave the computer on. So you know what I can actually do is... I can just unplug that. So this book is wonderful. It's actually a condensed version of Krishna's pastimes. But within it, Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually reveals very, very many things that are very important to our own devotional life. And you can actually take a lot of allegorical meaning with how Krishna, Balaram, and the pure devotees appear. And you can see how, if you want devotion in your life, how that can appear in your life. Does everyone think devotion to the Lord might be a good thing in your life? Who here is maybe, well, I don't know about that. Does everyone think, yes, that could be a good thing? Someone tell me, why would devotion be a good thing to enter your life? Why?
The only true thing we can engage ourselves in.
Only true thing that we can engage ourselves in? Yes, this is the topmost knowledge, the topmost pinnacle of truth. Actually, it's who we are. We are actually servants of the Lord, created for the service of the Lord. We think, the atheist, and actually, unfortunately, we may not say, anyone here declares I'm an atheist? Someone say, anyone? I'm an atheist. No one atheist? Okay, good. So step one. But actually we have atheistic tendencies, believe it or not. And if you're free of the atheistic tendencies, you don't belong in this world, actually. If you're free of the atheistic tendencies, then you're a rare soul, and your ticket to the spiritual world is guaranteed, and you're just here to give mercy to everyone else. But guess what? That's not us. Unless you're all high-class sadhus that I didn't realize. But if you don't realize it, you're not. So don't worry. And if you don't have deep, high-class sadhu association, that wouldn't be imparted unto you yet. So, but everyone has the opportunity. Everyone has this opportunity. So, the atheistic tendency is they want to enjoy. They want to be the enjoyer. Right? When I say like life is for enjoyment, that kind of resonates, right? Like, yes, I'm trying to enjoy. Why? Because we're atheistic. Because we don't actually understand what life is about. We actually don't even understand how we can really enjoy. You know, it's well known that selfish people who are only worried about their own enjoyment are not well liked by society. Right? It's well known, right? That's a narcissistic person right there. It's a very selfish person. But actually, if you are really selfish, you know who you actually are as the self, and then you would actually do what's really selfish, and that's you would serve God. And in that, you would get the most bliss. All the devotees of the Lord, they're enjoying like the spiritual world we just read in this verse. They're enjoying more than the selfish person who's trying to take enjoyment by force. Why? Because they're following the natural rhythm of who they are, and they're getting the blessings of the Lord. And the Lord will give all facility for enjoyment. It's not like the Lord is like a cruel master. Oh, you're my servant? Okay, good. Slavery, no pay. You can have a shack outside, and this, that, and the other thing. And the Lord is not like that. To be in the Lord, like, for instance, who do you think is better off? One of the servants of the Prime Minister in India? One of the servants? Modi's popular, so I can talk about Modi. And if I talk about the President of the United States, he's not always very popular, so I have to be careful. But Modi is very popular, right? Anyone here not like Modi? Avani, you're like, I don't know about this Modi guy. Anyway, just for the sake of a material analogy. But the servant of Modi is most likely much better off than most of us, yes? If anyone was saying, who here are Indian students who are looking for jobs? Yes, Piyush? What if Modi's cabinet calls you tomorrow and they say, oh, we have a very special job for you? Everyone will be like, yes, this is what I've been dreaming of. Yes, but he's a servant. He's a servant of a very powerful person. So now imagine being the servant of the Supreme Lord. What a glorious position, actually. What a glorious position. But we all actually are that. That's what we are. And we're just trying to reawaken your glorious position. But, some realization has to be there. You have to kind of unravel some of the atheistic tendencies we have. Be like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm God, though, and life is for my enjoyment. And, because that's there. That's kind of lingering over our glorious position. And, it puts a bad taste in the mouth of others who associate with us, and it puts a bad taste even in our own mouth, where we don't actually get happiness that way. It's the cosmic arrangement. When you try and steal happiness by force in this world, like a thief, right? He goes and he said, no, I deserve that iPhone. And he goes to the store and he rips it off the shelf, and he runs and he tries to outrun the police. He gets beaten and punished by the authorities, yes? You've seen this happen? Maybe sometimes in the material world you can get away with being a thief. But in this cosmic arrangement, you never get away with anything. Krishna always has justice. There's always justice in everything that happens. Karma, right? You've heard of karma? Yes. So, but if we properly earn the proper merit and we go to the store and you say, I'd like to trade in this cash for my cherished iPhone, you can get the thing that you were wanting. So you can get enjoyment, no problem. And then even, but if you get to be, let's say the servant of Prime Minister Modi, he's got all kinds of facility for enjoyment. He's like, here, come on, you need this special laptop, here, you need this. And they get so much more available than us, who work very hard to try and please, say, the demigods or our boss. And please give me a little money so I can have my little iPhone or my little house. But the servant of Modi, he doesn't have to worry about a house or an iPhone or a laptop or this, that, and the other thing. He has everything. He has no problem. So this is your actual position. So servitude is the theme of the day, actually. But Balaram is, we'll read what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. First of all, Balaram appears in the womb of who? Who does he first appear in? A little quiz. This is important for Janmashtami. Who? Devaki, yes. And from the father who? Vasudev, yes. So Vasudev is compared to the personality of pure goodness. So someone who's fully dharmic, fully sattvic, fully pure in their dealings. The Lord will come and want to come into that person's life. So both Krishna and Balaram came into that Vasudev's life. So he is the personality of pure goodness. If you want the Lord to come into your life, you have to be pure good. That means you cannot have adharma anywhere in your life. Any types of improper dealings and activities, it cannot actually be there if you want the Lord to come. Even if you want devotion to come, it cannot be there. So, and he appeared in the family of devotees, and he married the Devaki, but who's the so-called sister of Kamsa. Do you know what Kamsa is the personality of? What is his defining characteristic? Ego, yes. What's that? No, what's his defining characteristic? What's his philosophy on life? He's an atheist, yes. He's the personality of atheism. He's the personality of life's for my enjoyment. And as soon as even his own sister got in the way of his enjoyment, wait, your son will kill me? I'll kill you on your wedding day in front of all of our relatives. Yes, I'll lock up my father. I don't need him. If he's in the way of my enjoyment, I'll do any terrible thing. If you're getting in the way of my enjoyment, yes. A lot of times when we've done bad things in life, this was our mentality. Oh, my enjoyment? This proper thing that I should do, getting in the way of my enjoyment? I will not do that. Right? Yes? Every bad thing you've ever done? Yes. So feeling the Lord's advent from this couple, the wretched Kamsa of the Bhoja dynasty, he arrested them, put them in the jail of remembrance. So, we are also in jail in this material world. And we are remembering all kinds of, these are called samskaras, but all kinds of impressions of little tastes of enjoyment that we've received in the past. Little tastes of enjoyment. That's how you, that's how you get victimized. Everyone thinks we have an idea. Ideas are coming due to all kinds of, the karmic tidal wave of all kinds of samskars from our past. It's, oh, do you remember in this life that you enjoyed like this? You remember in this life, and then all of a sudden you see like a pretty girl, and you say, oh, remember when you had this type of enjoyment in the past? Do you remember when you had this type of enjoyment, and so on? And you're victimized by your samskars. So this is like the jail that we're encased in. And it's just levels of little tad bits of enjoyment we've had in the past. And a lot of times it's illusory because we don't remember all the consequences that came with that enjoyment. Like, for instance, I often use the analogy ice cream. We like ice cream. Yes, Avani loves ice cream. But if we just keep feeding Avani ice cream, she'll eventually hate ice cream. Ice cream does not mean happiness. If you just keep putting more and more scoops of ice cream in her bowl, she gets sick of ice cream. Eventually, yes, because that's how pleasure in this world works. But when we remember ice cream, we remember it so fondly. And we maybe don't remember the times we overate ice cream and, we puked everywhere or this, that, and the other thing. So anyhow, this is the jail we're in. But because they're in pure goodness, they have a chance to be freed from this jail and they'll be liberated by the Lord themselves. Vasudev's in pure goodness and he's married his pure good wife Devaki. But first, they had other children, but Kamsa killed all the children. But then the seventh child, he remained. And who is the seventh child? Who? Balaram, yes. Balaram is the seventh child. This is today is about. And he's decorated with service to the Lord, and he is the transcendental reservoir of all living entities. All living entities actually come from Balaram, actually. Because the Lord is so busy playing in his eternal position That he has he just like a king, he's so busy with so many different activities. He deputes different people in his cabinet to take care of other activities he doesn't, he doesn't want to be bothered with. He has so many other things he has to do. Krishna, his only activity is what? Does anyone know? Leela. Krishna is just interested in Leela. He is interested in play. He is not interested in chastising anyone and punishing demons or this, that, and the other. He has other expansions who can do that. You know who actually takes care of all that? Balaram. Balaram actually, he says, no, I'll serve you, brother. You play. You continue playing. I'll take care of everything. Actually, we should also have this for our senior devotees, and especially Guru. Yes, Gurudev, you're so busy, you're trying to do, you're so much absorbed in spiritual ecstasy. Let me do this little thing for you. Let me scrub the bathroom so you don't have to worry about that. Let me cook for you, you don't have to worry about that, and so on. So this is the mood of the devotee, and actually, this is how we can get so much pleasure, and this is how Balaram can get so much pleasure. He sees the joy of Krishna in play, and he gets so much pleasure in taking care of the things for Krishna so that Krishna can enjoy. So actually, this is the devotional mood that the foundation that we're created on. That's what a jiva is, a living entity. We're naturally Krishnara Nityadasa. We're servants of Krishna, actually. We're servants of the Supreme. And if we follow in Baladev's footsteps, and if he blesses you to come in your life as Guru, even a Shiksha Guru, guess what? Here at Mantra Central, we are trying to at least represent at least a small portion of Shiksha Guru, or at least Vartman Pradarshika Gurus, where we can show you. Any devotee here is practicing. They could be a Vartman Pradarshika Guru. They could show you life will be better if you take to the devotion, because this is your natural path. This is naturally who you are. Please come, follow us. We will show you a much better life. This selfish, atheistic chasing of pleasure that's going on, this will never help you. This will just keep making you miserable. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. So that person for you is a Vartman Pradarshika Guru. And that's actually an expansion of Balaram in your life already. You're already connected to Balaram. Actually, all of creation, the foundation is set out by Balaram. Especially the spiritual world, all set out by Balaram. Balaram is very unique because he can actually serve Krishna in every single mood of ras. This is a little high. Maybe I'll visit that at the end if we have time. But his main quality is decorated with service, and he's the reservoir of all of us. All living entities are coming from Balaram. So he's the transcendental reservoir of all living entities, and he appeared in the womb of Devaki, who represents the heart filled with knowledge. So when will the service come into your life? What do you have to have? We just read. What? Devotion. How do you get that? You have to have a heart. One, you have to come from pure goodness, a pure, good state of heart. And then also a heart illuminated with knowledge. That's why Bhakti Yoga comes after Jnana Yoga. Unless you have some foundational, Sambandha Jnana, you cannot understand the conclusion of devotion will not arise in your heart. Like unless I tell you, maybe someone tells you that, yes, this materialistic chasing of pleasure, this actually doesn't make you happy, even though you think it makes you happy. Unless you know that first, you'll never stop. So some knowledge has to be there. So through the heart filled with knowledge, then Balaram could actually come. So pure goodness and knowledge mixed, then devotional service can arise. But then he was transferred to the faithful abode of Vraj and entered the firmly devoted heart of Rohini. So where did actually Balaram really take birth? What's that? In Vrindavan from Rohini, actually. So actually service really can only come, the heart filled with knowledge and pure goodness, it can arise there. Balaram arose there. But where does it actually really manifest? This is allegorical teachings from the Bhagavatam. It came through Rohini, who represents the firmly devoted heart. In the land of faith, Vraj. So, someone with pure faith. And actually this is, to have pure faith, you actually, and to be firmly devoted means fixed. This is called Nishtha. Do you know do you know how you get nishta? How can you be firmly devoted? Following who?
Your guru.
Actually, only through Guru. So Balaram, that's why he's also the incarnation of Guru. Unless Guru comes, enters your life, then you're not fully, the firm devotion hasn't, it hasn't taken place yet, and enough faith hasn't happened yet. You haven't been transferred to the faithful abode yet. So when Guru comes, you are very fortunate. Then Balaram's mercy is coming upon you. If Guru has not come yet, you beg and cry, please Guru, come. And you actually seek this. If you think, oh, I'll do this by myself, I'll figure this out, I got it. Anyone have this idea? No, I'm pretty smart, I can do it. I have a nice baby, you see him? Oh, he's sleeping. He's feeding and sleeping. But this baby, if I were to say, no, he's plenty intelligent. If I were to say, I'm going to put him in a little basket, and Richa, would you please kindly float him? What's the nearest river here to hereby? I said, Richa, please, you float Abhiram down, and you say, are you mad? You're a monster. You should care for him. No, he's fine. He'll figure it out. Everyone thinks this is a very bad idea. Who thinks it's a good idea? What ladies think it's a good idea? Yes. No one is. It's a terrible idea, right? Now imagine yourself. You're a little cosmic child. You're a little jiva. You don't have very much knowledge at all. Yes, this is our position. We're not that intelligent. We think we're very smart and we know many things. We actually, in an infinite universe, if you put any quantifiable amount of knowledge over infinity, what's the math? What number do you get? Yeah, you get practically zero. So we know practically nothing, like a baby. But we think, oh no, I'll do it myself. I'll figure it out. Is this very intelligent? What do you guys think? Who thinks, yes, it's very intelligent, I'm very smart, I can figure it out by myself? No. So, and what makes someone a guru? And so I could say, well, I'm your guru. But if I don't know anything either, how can I be a guru? So you'll need somebody who themselves has been touched by the Lord. And how does that happen? How did that mercy of the Lord come to them? Through their guru. And how did that mercy come to that guru? Through their guru. This is the only way you can be revealed knowledge. It has to come from the Lord. Actually, it's coming from Balaram. Because Krishna, his only business is what? Leela, he's playing. I'm not time to be guru. Even Vasudeva Krishna, in giving Bhagavad Gita, Guru to Arjuna, this is actually also expansion of Balaram. Actually. Vrindavan Krishna, he's always playing. He has no time for anything else other than playing. Even the Krishna we see in Bhagavad Gita, this is not the fullest aspect of Krishna. Balaram's taking all kinds of role here for this expansion. So like this, actually, you need Guru. So in order to actually get Balaram's mercy today, this realization has to come. And this is the only way you can have the firm devotion in the land of faith. And Balaram can actually appear in your life. And Balaram is who? He is the Guru actually. When Balaram comes and enters your life, you have Guru has come. No Guru? You will not. Not yet. Why? Because, what they say, this Western axiom is when what is ready, the teacher appears. Yeah, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. No more and no less. So actually this whole blessing of Balaram today to just make you realize, please, get ready to get a teacher. Have the realization that you need spiritual guidance. Please have that realization. Stop trying things on your own. If you keep trying on your own, you'll keep failing and keep being miserable. And you'll just keep doing it over and over and over again. That's all you've ever done before, and that's all you'll ever do in the future if you continue like this. You must take a guru. You must get guided. That's how the Lord's mercy comes. And it forces us to be humble, because our prideful situation is like, no, I am amazing. I'm wonderful. There's a lot of toxic spirituality out there. It's telling you how wonderful you are. You deserve the best. You're amazing. Don't settle for anything less. How amazing you are. You are amazing, yes. But you need somebody. You're like a dirty mirror right now. And the mirror itself is quite amazing, but unless you have someone help you scrub it clean, it's not so amazing. Anyone look in a dirty mirror before? How amazing do you look in a dirty mirror? No, it doesn't look very good. Oh, it's a terrible reflection. So right now we're actually a terrible reflection of who we actually are. And who can come and scrub? The divine mercy can come and scrub this heart. And you, and you, and you, and every one of us can be scrubbed clean, and our real reflection can come. Our real servant nature. So, you need faith, and you need to be firmly devoted, but you need to be firmly devoted to somebody. You cannot just have a blanket devotion for God. Yes, I'm devoted to God. Well, who's guiding you in your devotion to God? You? But if you're in a dirty state, how good of a reflection, how good can you actually understand what proper devotion to God is? You can't. We have the defects of the living entity, of our covered nature. So Guru must be there. And if Guru is there in your life, you've gotten what today is all about. Well, and if not, don't worry. Guru will absolutely come. Krishna will not leave any one of you bereft of Guru. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your age. If you want Guru, Krishna will send a Guru. At least a Bhartman Pradashika Guru. Actually, here at Mantra Central, we are at that. We are at least that. And if we do a good job of Bhartman Pradashika Guru as well, then also maybe we can elevate and give some availability of Shiksha, be able to give you practical instructions that we have had realization of. Like many of us have met gurus that have really inspired us, and we could also help you get connected to them, and so on. And then eventually when you meet this qualified personality and you have the realization they're qualified, then you follow them and you trust them with your very life. I'm not saying just trust anyone, or not just saying, well, just because Ramdas told me I should trust. Actually, it should resonate in the heart. You should see, you should realize. Then you can trust. So anyhow, let's go to some pastime, because we only have so much time is left. So from the faithful abode of Braj, he entered the firmly devoted heart of Rohini. Now, one more thing here. So Balaram, he's killed a few demons in Krishna's pastimes. Do you know? Does anyone know a pastime where Balaram has killed a demon? Usually Krishna kills many demons, but Balaram personally, he came and killed that demon in Krishna's pastimes. Anyone know of one pastime? Dhenukasura. I've always laughed at this because in the Krishna book it'll say the ass demon. The ass is like a donkey. In America that means something else. But the Dhenuka is like a donkey demon. And so, let's see what Bhaktivinoda Thakur... All these demons, they represent also things in your heart as well. Dirty things in the heart. Let's see what... Dhenukasura, who personifies the ass of blunt judgment, was killed by Baladev, the transcendental reservoir of all living entities. Blunt judgment. Meaning arrogance. I know better. I know perfectly. Don't tell me what to do. I know everything already. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? I'm perfect already as it is. This is blunt judgment. You make a very arrogant judgment of reality, and instead of maybe someone who actually might be a bit more realized than you cannot see it. And actually, Dhenuka was just like that. He is the ass of blunt judgment. And at first, when Balaram and Krishna came, they just wanted to get mangoes. They were just trying to come get mangoes, and the donkeys, they were hoarding all the mangoes. Because probably they had the judgment, these mangoes are for our enjoyment. Why should we give any mangoes to anyone else? The more mangoes for me, the more else. the more pleasure. So this is the ass demon. So this is Balaram. He's chucking a donkey demon. So maybe that's Dhanuka right there, because Balaram's tossing him. But actually probably not, because Dhanuka was the first killed, and there's already a bunch of donkeys in the trees. And he killed all of Dhanuka's friends as well. But anyway, this is allegorical for your life as well. We have the tendency towards blunt judgment. It's being very arrogant. No, I'm fine. I need to do this. I have no time for spiritual life. School is more important than spiritual life. I have no time for spiritual life. Family is more important than spiritual life. I have no time for spiritual life. Work is more important than spiritual life. Does this sound familiar? Yes. Why? Because this is blunt judgment. This is our ass-like nature, not understanding. And why? What does an ass do? What does an ass? What's its main profession? Who utilizes the ass in India? What's that? Transportation, yes, like the washerman, right? The washerman, he piles all kinds of clothes on the ass, and he says the ass. How does he guide the ass? He put a carrot or maybe some grass. Hey, come on! If the ass was free, he could get grass everywhere. He could find, go like all the other animals and just find all kinds of food with so much less work. But because the ass is so fixated on this one little fruit, he's chasing and he's burdened and so much work and so much. Does this sound familiar in your life? You ever work very hard for some little small carrot at the end of the day? Like, why the heck did I work like that for that? Oh my God. This is the ass of blunt judgment. This is the ass of blunt judgment. So don't be arrogant. When the scriptures, the Christian scriptures say, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things shall be added unto you." This is a universal thing. Krishna says, "Sarva dharman parityaja mamikam sharanam vraja." Abandon all dharma, and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful activities. I will take care of you at every step. Do not worry. And if we hear that from somebody who can awaken that in our faith, we'll do it. But then we might hear that, yes, that's very nice, but I don't believe that. You have to work hard for results in life. You have to work hard. You know this, right? You got to work hard in life, and then you get what you want. You've heard this? This is ass of blunt judgment, actually. One, even chasing what you want is the ass of blunt judgment. If you're actually worrying about what Krishna wants, he'll have everything. Just like the servant of Modi, he's got everything. He doesn't have to work like an ass to get like an iPhone. He doesn't have to work like an ass to get some little job. He's got a great job. Right? So serve Krishna. How do you do that? Who kills the ass of blunt judgment? Guru. Balaram. Balaram comes and he kills the ass of blunt judgment. But first, when he gets there, he's looking at the donkeys and Krishna and Balaram are on the scene. And all of a sudden, they're just going to get some mangoes. And Dhanuka, he feels very threatened by them. Maybe like the devotees. We're saying, no, just come get the spiritual fruits. But the ass of blunt judgment might, turn on them and say, no, you guys are crazy, you're lunatics, you're this, that, and the other. We get called so many things from so many Dhanuka-inflicted folks we meet on the street. And why? Because they have blunt judgment. They don't realize, maybe they know something. Maybe they're onto something. Maybe I should at least try and, what are you doing? Instead of just being like, you're an idiot. Why are you wearing sheets? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Question, being humble. But blunt judgment isn't like that. It's arrogance instead. So the arrogant nature is to, and if you start getting in the way in my enjoyment, you better, that's it. This is the atheistic tendency. So Dhanuka, he charges Balaram and he kicks him on the chest. So sometimes when we meet Guru, we'll reject. No. We'll use our blunt judgment to make some excuse. No, that's definitely, they can't be Guru. Hey, it can't be right. No, look at this crazy thing over here. We have to be very careful not to make a blunt judgment. Be very careful when judging any devotees. Actually, it's said in the Upadeshamrita of Rupa Goswami, the teaching from Lord Chaitanya. Krishneti yasigiritang manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranatibis chabajantam isham shushu shaya bhajana vigyam ananya manya. So anya is important. Anya nindati shunya hridamipsita sangalabdhya. So someone who's of the advanced devotee, they are, you can come down, no problem. No, you're not. Do your thing, brother. So anya nindati shunyam hridam. They have no tendency to criticize others in the heart at all. No tendency to criticize others in the heart at all. So this is actually how you can study who a guru is, what an advanced devotee looks like. Us, in blunt judgment, we criticize everybody, right? Oh, this idiot over here, this idiot there, this stupid, right? We're always criticizing. Are we doing Richa? You're saying, no, I never criticize. Maybe Richa is a guru. No, it's very likely, unless we've been perfected, we still have tendency to criticize. If you kind of search the heart, you'll see, wow, I'm criticizing at least somebody. This bad person here, this politician's very bad. We have news stations, they do, right? They're very good at criticizing, right? The criticizing station. Look what Trump did today. Look what Rahul Gandhi did, this, like that. Look what they're doing. Criticize. These people we should not follow. But most of society follows them. We follow the mainstream thoughts. But actually, these are not advanced. So through blunt judgment, so many criticize. Do you know in the Vedas what happens when you criticize others? Yeah, you take their bad qualities. If it's true, well, you will take that bad quality from them. That's your gift to them. When you criticize others, like Donald Trump, so much purification is happening to him because everyone is criticizing him. Everyone is criticizing. My mother loves to take his bad qualities. Yes, I'll take. We don't know that that's what we do when we criticize. If it's true, we take their bad qualities. If it's false, do you know what we get?
Twice that.
We get twice the bad qualities. Twice the bad qualities that we're criticizing. If it's false, then we attract twice that. So be very careful when you criticize. This is due to the ass of blunt judgment. And be so careful that when a spiritual teacher comes into your life and they humbly request to do something for your own good, that you don't turn on them and criticize. Because that's what Denuka did. He turned on Balaram and he kicked him right in the chest. And Balaram just tolerated. But then Denuka went back again. This is a good lesson. A devotee will tolerate. The guru will tolerate, one or two offenses. But then you keep offending, and then he'll smash you. So then Balaram comes, and the Denuka turned to him again, and he turned like a donkey does. He turned around, and his hind heels tries to kick Balaram. Balaram caught his foot, and he swung him around and around and around and around and around and around, and like that he died. And then he threw him up in a tree. But just by the sheer force of Balaram, he lost his life. And also, just by the sheer force of the teachings of Guru, you will lose your blunt judgment. You will lose your arrogance. They will completely humble you. You will realize thoroughly, if you actually sit and hear from them, how utterly minuscule you are in comparison to them. Because they've been empowered by the Lord and you have not yet been empowered by the Lord, you will realize your limited position. You're actually, I don't mean to be strong with words, but it's actually our pathetic condition. We're in a pathetic condition actually in our current state. So, This is the essence of Balaram Purnima. There's one more thing I can share in regards to Dhanuka. There's a little bit more given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, subtle discrimination is extremely important for Vaishnavas. Those who invent social distinctions and preach the unbreakable principles of Vaishnavism while breaking them to suit their needs are said to possess gross discrimination or bad judgment. So you can even already be like here, everyone here is like a Vaishnava. You come to worship Vishnu. But if you you invent social distinctions like, yeah, everyone at their heart is a Vaishnava, but you know what? Women, they're not as qualified to be Vaishnavas, or Western people, these teachings are from India. The Western people can't know anything, or there's so many different things that we could come up with due to the ass of blunt judgment. And we can claim we're a devotee of God, but we actually and we might even preach the principles of Vaishnavism. Like, for instance, the Christian doctrine is to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, strength, and words, and love your neighbor as you would love yourself. But then they might see their neighbors walking through campus, and maybe some might have the idea that, you know what, I need to tell my neighbors they're all going to hell. And maybe you've seen this on campus before? Yes. Or we've been told we were going to hell. Definitely. Because even though we're preaching the same actual doctrine, actually, the same message of loving God, but we're going to hell. Yes. So anyway, I'll try not to criticize, actually. See how it's subtle? But this is actually, but if you break them to suit their needs, this is said to possess gross discrimination. So this is a gross understanding of your so-called scriptures, or understanding of scriptures. This gross discrimination takes the form of the ass Dhanuka. The ass cannot eat the sweet palm tree fruits, and he opposes others' attempts to eat them as well. So, this is what they'll do. Maybe you'll come across other so-called spiritualists, and you might share with them. Actually, that's who gives us the most fleck. When we share with other, I was just on my family vacation, and I was trying to connect with a lot of my family members, and you'd think, you know what, I believe in God, and this portion of the family also emphasizes belief in God. But would you know that actually that portion of the family gives me the hardest time? The family that believes in, the portion that believes in God. Even though they have very similar principles that I'm trying to follow, it's also in their Shastra, in their doctrine. But because they feel threatened and they might not actually realize what's happening, they may take the ass of blunt judgment and ultimately, they harass devotees. They might harass or they criticize. But what happens when you criticize? You become the thing you criticize. You take that thing from them. You have something negative to say about someone else, and guess where that's coming to you? You might not even see it's already probably in your life. Be very careful. And that's if it's true. If it's false, you'll get twice that. So you actually also, if you're going to criticize, make sure, what am I saying is true? We should be very fearful of criticizing. And the advanced devotee, they have no tendency to criticize. So that's how you know, he's not criticizing. But now, the purport is that the previous acharyas of the authorized sampradayas have written many spiritual literatures, which people with gross discrimination neither understand nor allow others to see. Like we're going on the street and we might, try and share Bhagavad Gita with others and, confidential scriptures. But, might be somebody who might only believe in the Bible. Might say, no, you put this away. This is all going to hell, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to look at it, and none of you should look at it either. This has happened before in my life. Not to criticize. But we can do the same thing. As one of you might say, I get a lot of benefit from this scripture I'm finding. And no, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada's books, it's the only way. We can also do. We have to be very careful. This is the Ask Danika. It can come in many different forms. So, ask like devotees who are simply interested in the regulative principles and under the control of gross discrimination are unable to attain a higher platform. So sometimes we can become rule followers. I can follow this rule really good. I can dress this right. And I can rules. But because the ass of blunt judgment has taken over them, they can only follow some rules and they can actually taste the sweet palm fruits of the spiritual tradition. It's not about just following a bunch of rules. The rules will help you actually taste the sweet fruit of devotion. But it's not about I'm the best rule follower. I can do this, I can follow this, I can do this many times. Anyway, Vaishnava principles are so unlimitedly exalted that those who simply remain entangled in the regulative process without endeavoring to understand the science of attachment, this is called rag, attachment, are comparable to ordinary fruitive workers. Therefore, until the ass Dhenukasura is killed, one cannot advance in the science of Vaishnavism. And who kills Dhenukasura? Balaram. And Balaram represents who? For you? How do you kill the ass of blunt judgment? How Dhenuka's expansion in your heart? Who? No, not you. Who is killing? Guru. The Guru will kill. Through some purity, you will recognize Balaram will come and take birth, right? He comes in the house of pure goodness, and the house of pure goodness, and then the heart of transcendental knowledge. And then you will arise, okay, this devotion is good. But it's not until you realize the glories of Guru and you surrender to Guru that Balaram, that's the faithful, devoted heart that he appears in. And in the land of faith. And you can go in a life completely surrendered to faith through Guru. Then only you can remove this demon, blunt judgment. And we can avoid the tendency to criticize others, and we can avoid the tendency to make all kinds of foolish assumptions in this world. So is anyone inspired to, Find Guru in your life? Yes. Everyone should be saying yes. Everyone. If not, then you maybe made some blunt judgment right now. So please, Ben, go ahead.
The Western analogy about assumptions is coming to mind, and it's got a dual meaning in this context.
Yes. We'll share because it's very nice. Do you know you've heard the saying about making assumptions in the West? To assume. You spell it out. Assume. Someone spell assume. ASS. Stop there. What's that spell? Yes. What's that spell? Ass. Okay. Well, we just talked about some ass. Okay. And someone spell the next part. Oh, stop there. Say it again. You and then M-E. Me. You make an ass out when you assume something about someone. You make an ass out of you and me. So this is a Western saying. We've been saying this since we were in grade school. The kids in the West. What? No. You got to be kidding me.
No. Have you all heard that?
What, did you grow up in the forest on a farm or something?
It was like a city school.
Maybe it was.
Said he never heard it either.
You never heard of that? When you assume you make an ass. Maybe it's just our.
You might be dating yourself.
I don't know.
Oh, we're the same age, I think.
Come on. Craziness. This is craziness. Anyway, this is a thing. But actually, if you make blunt judgments, you'll make an ass out of yourself. And you'll try to make the ass out of someone else, but actually you'll just make more of an ass out of yourself and less of an ass out of them. You'll do them the favor and you'll take that ass nature. But don't be like that. Don't work hard for nothing, for some small amount of material pleasure. Work hard for your spiritual life. Work hard under the guidance of Guru, and then you can have, you can have real happiness, and you can truly be blessed. Take the blessings of what this day has to offer, your connection to Krishna, and at first you have to come through Balaram. That's why also in this age, Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, we worship Gaura and Nitai. Lord Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. But you cannot have access to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without first getting the blessings of Nityananda. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said this over and over himself, and is exemplified with Raghunath Das Goswami and so on, in these pastimes. So similarly, in their expansion, we don't get the blessings of any of them unless we go to the first tier. We need the blessings of Guru. And it's not just all read the Guru's books, because one of the qualities of Guru is called Guru Karnadara. Guru is like compared to a navigator of a ship. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is saying the importance of Guru. And he navigates the ship. How does he navigate? Through the ear. Through very powerfully preaching. And then also through chastising. They're saying, hey, you say, oh, Guruji, 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 I'm doing like this. And they'll say, what the heck kind of conclusion is this? That's madness. Are you nuts? You're going all the way over there. You'll never reach land like this. Come on, land is this way. Yes.
Isn't chastising also criticizing?
You could say yes, but the Guru is not criticizing out of malice or envy. He's criticizing actually out of affection, out of love, and he's willing to take that silliness because he can handle it. So if you have some silly quality, he will take that from you. And he is powerful enough to take it because he's pure, and he'll only criticize his own disciples. That's actually Guru. He'll only, and it's only, there's 2 times criticism is bona fide. Do you know what they are? 2 times anger is bona fide and criticism is bona fide. Like, for instance, Hanuman. He criticized Ravan over and over again. But why was it bona fide? Why was he glorified for his criticism of Ravan?
Blaspheming devotee.
Yes, because Ravan blasphemed the Lord himself first, and then also all the Lord's devotees who have been tried to stop Ravan. And he just keeps doing like this. So this is what the Guru will criticize. Your tendency to blaspheme the devotees and your tendency to blaspheme God. He's not going to criticize anything else. He'll not say, Avani, I don't like your taste in socks. Or, I don't mind your taste in socks. I don't think I'm giving some subtle messages. He will not care about any of these things. He will care about how are you blaspheming the Lord and how are you blaspheming the Vaishnavas in your life. And he will criticize, he'll take that from you. And he won't allow it. And he should be glorified for it. So this is a very good question. But this criticism is actually proper. Any other criticism? Oh, your shirt is stupid. Or, oh, look at this person does, like this. There may be some regulative principles that you may not be following, some rules. Let's just say, you're intoxicated. I like to get intoxicated. And you have a guru. And the guru is seeing you get intoxicated. You will absolutely neglect the worship of the Lord if you're getting intoxicated. How can you worship the Lord intoxicated? This is blasphemy. And he will chastise that out of you. Or maybe you like to eat meat or something like this. You say, how can you try and worship the Lord but then you can support the process of killing one of the Lord's creatures unnecessarily, causing suffering to the living entity, which also causes suffering to the Lord within that creature's heart. How can you do like that? So he will chastise, he will criticize that. But it has nothing to do with you. Oh, you're stupid or this and that. It's no. You're doing something that's ruining your life and is offensive to the God. This should be criticized. But, even as the Christians know this, you hate the sin, you don't hate the sinner. You hate this activity is bogus. Guru will tell you. But you are not bogus. Come with me. This is Guru. Like this. They'll never give up on someone. They'll never say, oh, you're a great sinner, you're useless. No, they'll just keep trying. So anyway, it's 9:45. Balaram Purnima ki
Jai.
Jai. So this is whatever small offering that we can do in regard to Balaram Purnima.
Ram Prabhu ki
Jai.
Thank you guys for appreciating a donkey. And yes,